YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Rachel Reads. Today I am going to talk to you about some of the series that I hope to either start or continue this year. So some of these series I've already read, one or more books, and some of the others I haven't started yet, but I'm really excited to try them. First of all, I just want to say I love series. Series to me are just a way to extend a great reading experience. If you love a book and it has more books in the series, that is just like a win-win. I mean, personally, I think that series are the best way to read a book. Not that, I haven't loved many standalone books, but to me, if I love a book enough, I want more of it. I want it to keep going, and a series is a great way for that to happen. So let's get down to the series I want to read. So a lot of these I have like made a bullet journal spread in my reading journal, but some of them I haven't added to this spread yet because they're more recently have been put on my radar. I also just want to say that this is by no means a comprehensive list. This is just sort of the ones that I had written down in my journal and a couple of others that I had been thinking about recently. So there's probably a lot more, and I just can't think of them right now. But yeah, so let's get into the books. The first book I'm going to talk about is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. So this is a trilogy. The third book just came out this past autumn, I think. And it is a Chinese-inspired, like military-style fantasy book. And I have heard nothing but great things about this book. Again, I mean, I don't even know that much about like the plot or the characters. I just know that people love it, and it's fantasy. I love fantasy, especially fantasy series. So yeah, it's just something that I'm really interested in. The next series is one that I have read some of before, and I do want to continue this year with reading it, and that is the Anne of Green Gables series. So I have read Anne of Green Gables, the first book, a couple times when I was younger, and then I read it again last year. I read Anne of Avonlea again last year, which I think I've read once before. And then the only other book in the series that I've read before is Anne of Windy Poplars. So I do want to read all 8 books. I mean, I read the first 2 just this past autumn. So I just need to continue starting with book 3, Anne of the Island, which I can't remember if I've read or not. I'm not sure, but I don't remember obviously enough of it to know if I've read it. So it's gonna feel like I've read it. I'm reading it for the first time. And this is one where she goes off to university to get her bachelor's degree. And I'm just really excited to continue with Anne throughout the year. Hopefully I'll get to this one pretty soon, and then just kind of every month read a book every month or so. The next series I want to read is a big one. It has 6 books in it, and each book is like 600 or 700 pages. It is a romance series. It's by Sarah Donati, who wrote Where the Light Enters, which I read last year, and I have the sequel to that on my Kindle. But this series is her first series, and it's called the Wilderness series. The first book is Into the Wilderness. And it is set, it's set in the 1700s in, I think, upstate New York area, like in the wilderness area up there. And it's about a family. It's like a family saga. So I really liked her writing in Where the Light Enters. So I really want to try to get into the series, see how much of it I can get read this year. There's just too many books, to read. There are too many good books out there, and it's hard to make time for everything, but we're gonna try. Okay, the next series I want to continue, I've read 2 of the books in it. There are 4 total, but only 3 of them have been translated to English. This is the Mirror Visitor Quartet. So they're back here on my shelf, but I've read the first 2, which is A Winter's Promise and The Missing of Claire de Lune. And this one is the third one. It's called The Memory of Babel. And I loved the second book so much. Like, the first book was great. The second book was incredible. And so I'm really looking forward to the third book, and I hope to get to this one really soon. The fourth book, I don't know when it's supposed to come out in English. I'm hoping sometime this year, and when it does, I will immediately buy it. So, okay, the next series that I want to try to get into, I haven't read any of the books yet, and I think there are only 2 out right now. It's called Pervy Mystery by Sujata Masi. It's about a woman who's like a detective or private investigator, something like that, in India. And I think she's like taking over her father's business or something. So it's like a murder mystery or maybe just regular mystery series. And they look really good. Okay, so the next series that I want to continue is one that I've read one book from. It is the Earthsinger Chronicles by L. Penelope. This is the second book I just got, called Whispers of Shadow and Flame. And I loved the first one, Song of Blood and Stone, and it was so good. I just I wanted to continue reading right away, but I didn't have the second one yet, and I had other books I had to get to, so I probably will pick this up pretty soon because, again, I am just really excited about finishing off this series. The next series, which is one that I haven't started yet, is the Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee. So I do have a copy of the first one on my Kindle, Jade City, and I have heard, again, nothing but good things about this series. It's described as sort of a Game of Thrones if it was the, Asian mafia. There's magic and political intrigue and just it sounds really fun. So that's definitely something that I want to get to sometime soon. The next series that I want to start is one that has 6 books out already, but they're all short. It is the Wayward Children series by Shannon McGuire. The first one is Every Heart a Doorway. I'll have it up on the screen, and I do have all of the first 5 books on my Kindle, so there's really no excuse for me not having read these books yet. Again, they are so short. So I definitely will get to that at one point. I actually think I want to make it into a 24-hour readathon or a 48-hour readathon where I try and read all 5 books in 1 or 2 days, and then I can buy the 6th book as sort of my reward for finishing all 5 books within a short period of time. So I'll probably do that at some point because that's a lot of books that I could kind of tick off on my reading challenge. Okay, and finally the last series that I want to talk about is one that I don't own any of the books yet. I've only sort of vaguely heard about it in the past and then recently saw a YouTube video. I think it was Emma on Book Break was talking about this when she was talking about series, and the book or the series is The Seven Sisters. I think book 1 is called The Seven Sisters. The author is Lucinda Riley. Again, I'll have it up on the screen here to show you, but it sounds really good. There are currently 6 books in the series that are out, and the 7th one gets published this coming May. So it's a lot of reading, it's a lot of material. If I end up loving it, I'm going to have a lot of books to read. And again, that is the point. I love when I love a series because there's just more content. So comment down below what series you love, what series you want to try reading. If you've read any of the series I talked about today, let me know your thoughts, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll have more bookish content coming your way soon. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.